Yes, people, we keep it moving, we keep improving. Walk and talk with me, episode 14. I want to date, but I'm too fat. What do I do? Help me, Dan. This is going to be a controversial topic. It's going to be sensitive, but this channel is raw, it's honest, it's facts, not attacks. Go to my brother Chris Jones. So yeah, walk and talk with me, episode 14. I want to date, but I'm too fat. Help me, Dan. So I'm gonna start from the beginning and say, first off, if you're skinny, in great shape, overweight, there's someone out there for everybody. Everybody can meet somebody. That's the first thing I will say. But coming from my views and where I come from, and regarding when I was really overweight, personally, I wouldn't date until I'm confident about myself. So listen to the title. The person's saying, I'm too fat, but I want to date. So if you feel like you're too fat and you're putting that energy out there, people looking at you will be looking at you thinking, why would I want to date somebody that is overweight if the person is letting off the energy that they're already overweight to date? So I'm not saying you have to be in great razor shape to go out there dating, but let's talk about people in their teenagers and in their 20s. What I will say to them sort of people and that sort of age group is, focus on you first. Get in shape, get your confidence, feel good, and enjoy life. Don't beat yourself up thinking you've got to be a perfect certain way to attract a certain female or a certain male. That's what I would say to the younger generation. And focus on being healthy anyway. Do it for the right reasons, but at a young age it's hard to understand about the mentality, spiritually and financially. So from the young perspective, I'm just talking based on a body shape. If you feel uncomfortable about your shape, get in shape for you. Get into the best shape you can for you. The more compliments you get, the better your clothes fit, the more you will glow, the more you will attract a certain criteria, male or female, that you want to date or want to be out there with. To people that are in there, I would say from early 30s coming on to 40s like myself, I would say it's not all about aesthetics. I'm not saying you have to go out with a female that's 10 stone overweight or a male that's 10 stone overweight, but what I'm saying is you get into a world where it gets toxic. And let me explain. When I was overweight, my main focus was to get in shape, get a certain female, a certain look, a certain thing, and it doesn't always work out that way. What you thinking, what do I mean by that? When you focus just on aesthetics and how somebody looks, you won't really attract the person you really want, depending on where you are in your life, mindset wise. So what I'm trying to say is, you've got to align yourself physically, spiritually, financially and mentally if you want to meet the right person for you. Just getting in a great shape is not enough to meet the right person for you. Granted, it opens a lot of doors for attracting people with better aesthetics and how they look on face value. Of course it does, but it also opens a door of toxic vibes, entitled vibes, and different sort of vibes, as well as just, oh, this person looks amazing just for eye candy, or just for a photo, or just for Instagram or social media. So you've got to kind of look deeper than just aesthetics. So my point to this person's question is, before you think about dating, if you're already conscious about your body before dating, you should work on yourself first, not just physically, mentally and spiritually as well. Because you could get into a great shape, it doesn't mean you're going to meet someone aesthetically as pleasing as you. You could have a great heart, you could be lovely as a person, and the person you meet could look amazing and look like a 10 out of 10 on face value, but they're an absolute prick when you get to know them. So you're gonna stay with that person or be with that person based on just, oh, they look great. And this is what I'm trying to explain. There's a quote that Jim Carrey says that I love. He says, I would love for everyone in the world to be a millionaire, to understand it doesn't bring happiness for the rest of your life, so people understand. Obviously I'm far from a flipping millionaire, but regarding physique wise, you could be really overweight and you could be wishing to have this certain physique because you're going to attract this sort of male, attract this sort of female, live this great life, and you think it's all cracked up to be. But when you get to that pinnacle place where you're feeling good, Nick, it doesn't mean you're going to get a great relationship and the rest of your life is going to be set in stone. Do I believe a great physique attracts great opportunities? Yes, I do. But that's where mindset and spirituality comes involved as well. You can't just be physically great without being aligned spiritually and mentally. And this is my point. Like, when I first started training and getting into shape, I was focused just on a female, a certain look. Ass has to look a certain way, she got to have a certain face, breasts have to be a certain way, she got to be earning a certain amount of money, she's got to be driving this. And when you find you do get a certain female, or regarding a male, if a female, I'm talking about females and males, if you do meet that sort of female or male, it's not always what it's cracked up to be. They could have their own issues spiritually and mentally. They might not be in a great place, but are you going to stay with that person based on just looks alone? And this is what I'm saying. So for the older age group, early 30s going into 40s, I would say, yeah, of course, we're all attracted to someone that looks a certain way, but just attracting someone and the lusting at the beginning is all great. But if you're serious about this person and want to build a foundation with this person and build a life with this person, do they align with how you think and how you are, not just physical attributes? Does that make sense so far, people? Have I gone a bit too deep, too quick? You know what I mean? So again, getting in shape is a great thing and a great foundation to set for you. It sets a standard when people are looking in. People will look at you as, oh, this person's disciplined, this person looks serious. When I first started getting into shape, a lot of females wouldn't talk to me based on, they didn't think I was attracted to them back then, based on how I look and how I train. So it's a gift and a curse when you do get into a shape. So believe it or not, being healthy is a rarity now. There's more millionaires out there than people with a decent physique and that live healthily. Believe it or not, check the stats, Google it, chat GPT, whatever, but them are the facts. There's more millionaires than people that are in decent shape. That just shows how dire the world is we live in. You know what I mean? Being healthy, being a certain way is a rarity now. You know what I mean? So don't take it for granted that you're still here breathing and getting on that path to get in shape. So again, I would say personally, for me, I would focus on getting myself in a better place before dating anyway. So if you're in a place now, I don't know what age you are or where you're at in life, if you're in your 30s and you don't feel the great physically, you're not the best financially right now, spiritually, and your mental health is not completely the best right now, you're not in the right place to bring someone into your life anyway. I would work on myself first, physically, mentally, spiritually and financially, before I entertain going out, dating and building a relationship with somebody for now. I'm not saying you can't go out and talk to people or whatever, but if you're just focused on the physical attributes, it's going to be a downhill slope and it's going to be a long road, but you're not going to expect. Trust me, based off experience. Wait there 1 second, sorry. So again, I'm not here saying to anybody that you can't go out there dating if you're overweight, but if you're self-conscious about your weight, the energy that how you're feeling self-conscious will go off out there and people will know that you feel self-conscious as well. If you're not comfortable with yourself, why will somebody else be? You know what I mean? If you're confident with yourself, that will carry off and people will see that you're a confident person. And I don't mean being arrogant, I mean just being confident, how you walk, how you talk, everything about it, your posture, how you carry yourself in a room. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion on getting into shape first and whatnot. I feel everybody in their life should go to the mountains and have time for themselves to deal with themselves, get to know themselves and build a foundation about yourself. You can't go into a relationship or go out there dating and meeting other people when you're kind of lost and not in the right place in life. And I don't mean you got to have 6 figures or 7 figures in your pocket. I just mean knowing yourself, appreciating yourself, having you time. You know what I mean? Getting out of back-to-back relationships. Have a time for you. Enjoy the gym. Enjoy your journey. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you're out there looking to date, you attract the wrong ones. Just enjoy the journey. Go out there. And if you meet somebody, you meet somebody at that time. But don't go out and put yourself on blast that you want to date as well. Do you know what I mean? So, like I said, there's somebody out there for everybody. You know what I mean? Small, short, black, white, Asian, Mexican, Chinese, overweight, underweight. There's always someone out there that you can find. But like I said, there's more options, which is factual when you're in a better place in life. So let me break it down. If you've got a good shape, but you're not mentally, spiritually, and financially in the right place, you're not gonna attract what you want. It's as simple as that. If you're in a mentally great place, but spiritually, financially, and physically not in a great place, you are not going to attract what you want. Do you know what I mean? If you've got a great physique and not financially in a great place, and you've got a certain criteria of female, you will not attract what you want. You need to have the balance of everything. Do you know what I mean? And this is the facts. As a young child, if you're 18, early 20s, all what I'm talking about now doesn't really apply to you, because you are still growing, enjoying life, understanding human nature, and getting to know people. So it's different. It's going to be more face value at a younger age. But as you get older and understand about human nature, how the body works, how attraction works, how energies work, you will understand in over time is what you need, all the attributes to a certain degree. You've got to look, if you want a decent female or a decent male, you've got to look decent physically as well. If you want to do nice things with your partner and date and travel and do certain things, you both have to be aligned financially to be able to do certain things. You can't go into a relationship with no money and you can't even buy a Nando's for your partner. It don't make no sense. Get yourself in the right place. If you're mentally still young or mentally not in a good place, or you've got your own little demons or anything in your life to sort out, you can't carry that into a new relationship expecting it to sprout and blossom and go well if you're carrying certain things into that relationship. So this might sound a bit too deep or a bit controversial, but like I said, find a balance for you physically, financially, spiritually and mentally. And when you get that balance, you will find the right partner. The partner that you deserve will come along. But you can't focus just on face value or getting to that place where I want to have abs or I want to get into a great shape to attract a certain female or a male, because it'd be a downfall slope and you won't attract what you think you'll attract. You'll attract the physical look, but the person could be toxic, they could be horrible, they could be in a bad place. There could be a lot of demons going on with the person that you're meeting as well. I'm not saying everyone that's in great shape's got demons, but I'm saying you can't just pick that on face value. I'll give you an analogy. This is a bit of a mad analogy, but it's like going to a car showroom. If you've only got, I don't know, if you want to get a car on financing and you can't afford to pay, say like £500 a month on a car, there's only going to be certain cars that you can get in that criteria. So if you don't really want that car, like, I don't know, a Ford Focus, you got to pay £500 a month. If you can't afford the Ford Focus and you don't really want a Ford Focus, I would sit back, work on my finances and build up to get a better car. But there's still going to be pros and cons to get a better car. Say if you're on a six-figure salary and then you want to get a Porsche then, and you can afford to buy a Porsche. Just because you can afford to buy the Porsche, that Porsche can still come with problems as well. The bill a month's going to be higher, but the maintenance for the car is going to cost more. You get where I'm going with it? So just because physically you're in a great place doesn't mean you can meet someone physically and that works. It doesn't work. They could be entitled, they could be demanding, they could want you to take them out dining every single day, £200-300 meals. They want to go on holiday every other month. That might not align with your criteria, but that person could look amazing. So, like I said, get everything aligned, take your time, breathe, get to where you want to be, feel good about yourself first, and the right person in time will come along. I hope that makes sense. If you got any questions, drop me a question. My Instagram's in the links. Daniel Barrett. Be extraordinary and dare to be different. Peace.